What's up, guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to do a hard flip. So basically, it's a front shove it with a kick flip. Or is it? Is it easy? Is it hard? Why do they call it a hard flip? So yeah, knowing how to front shove it and knowing how to kick flip will help you with this trick. But that's not it. There's more to doing a hard flip than just knowing how to kick flip and knowing how to front shove it. Okay, so learning those tricks, it's a good practice step. But just because you can kick flip and just because you can front shove it doesn't mean you're going to be able to hard flip first try. You can try to front shove it and kick flip at the same time, but it's really hard and it doesn't really work like that. Okay, so when you set up for a hard flip, you're going to want to put your back foot somewhere in the middle of the board. It really doesn't matter because everybody does them differently. So you can put it in the pocket, the heel side pocket, you can put it in the toe side pocket, whatever feels comfortable to you. Your front foot is going to be straight on the board. It may feel really weird, but it's actually straight on the board. That's because the hardest part of doing a hard flip is getting your front foot out of the way. So having your front foot straight on the board is the easiest way to get it out of the way fast. Okay, so the secret to this trick is just force. You have to pop this trick as hard as you can, like hard enough to pull a muscle. And you have to flick this trick as hard as you can. But you're not just flicking out and down like a kick flip, you're kind of flicking up and behind you. It's really weird. You just have to try it a few times and kind of see what works for you, but you're popping the board straight down and you're kicking the board out and behind you. Sometimes it can really help to watch somebody else do it several times in slow motion or regular motion or fast motion, whatever works for you. Okay, so it might help to try this trick stationary before you try it rolling. You can put your board in a crack so it doesn't slip out. But if you're at that point where you really have to put your board in a crack to practice flip tricks, you might not want to try a hard flip because a hard flip is a very advanced trick. You might want to learn kick flips and shove-its and 180s and tricks like that first. Okay, so a really good practice step for this trick is to flick the trick and just land it with your front foot. Let your back foot just land on the ground somewhere. So you can practice the steps to landing this trick without getting hurt. Okay, so as soon as you start landing the practice step, stop. Because you don't want to get it drilled in your mind that your back foot always lands off the board. If that's stuck in your muscle memory, then it's going to be really hard to break that habit. Okay, so this part's going to be overly simple. The most common mistakes with hard flips are over-rotating, under-rotating, leaning too far back and landing in a manual or too far back on the tail. This is my most common mistake right here because I do my hard flips with my feet really close together and they're close to the back of the board. So when I land with my feet close together on the back of the board and I'm putting too much weight on the tail and, falling backwards. Another common mistake is landing primo, and then there's, when you flip the board and get your front foot on, but not your back foot. And that's the practice step. You don't want to do that too many times because you'll get it drilled in your muscle memory, and it's really hard for your muscles to unlearn things. Okay guys, so honestly, the only way to avoid all of these mistakes is trial and error. You're just going to have to go out there and try hard flips over and over and over, and it's going to take some time. It's a really hard trick, but I can't program it into your muscles to do it this way. You're gonna have to try because everybody's different and everybody learns this trick differently. So it's just gonna take a little bit of trial and error. Just don't give up. You can do it. It's not that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. It seems like a hard trick, but it honestly didn't take me that long to learn. In fact, I can do it on a Walmart board, a mini board, all kinds of stuff. I actually landed my first hard flip when I was a kid in a parking lot after a few tries. So it's really not that hard of a trick. It's all in your head. Sometimes you might have to jump a little bit backwards if it's landing behind you. If it's landing in front of you, you may have to jump in front of you a little bit. Also, if it's landing in front of you, you might be pushing it in front of you when you push off on the tail. So just push it a little bit behind you. If it's landing behind you, just push a little bit harder on the tail and push it in front of you a little bit. You can compensate with your body and with your feet for whatever is going wrong with your hard flips. Watch how Micah is pushing really fast down the street to land a hard flip. He tells me it's actually easier for him to land them when he's going really fast. And that can be true with a lot of tricks. It can force you to commit to landing the trick so you don't fall down. And it can be easier to pop and flick the trick when you have more momentum.
There are different types of hard flips. Some people will pop it straight up with their back foot like I'm doing and give it a little bit of a flick. And then some people will give it more of a scoop and do more of a varial flip the opposite way. Also, some people don't flick at all. Some people will do this entire trick with their back foot, and that's called a pressure flip.
Okay guys, so you're going to pop this trick straight down. So as soon as the board gets vertical, you're going to want to kick out behind you as hard as you can. Then you're going to want to get your front foot out of the way as soon as possible. You kind of spread your legs a little bit if the board is going between your legs. Okay guys, so I haven't done a hard flip in a while. Be patient with me. These are some of the sloppiest hard flips you'll ever see. But sloppy tricks can be helpful because you can watch them and you can kind of see the foot placement and see what the person's doing. When every trick is perfect, sometimes it can be overwhelming, it can be intimidating, and it can make you think, oh, I can never land this trick. But trust me, you can do this. It may take a few days for somebody, it may take a few weeks for somebody, it may take years for somebody to learn, but everybody's different. Just take your time. Don't push skateboarding. When you push skateboarding, that's when you get hurt. Just let it go at its own pace, just let skateboarding happen. Just go out there and have fun, and whatever happens, happens, and you will learn more tricks that way than if you try to push it every day and you end up getting hurt or getting sore. Just let it run its course. Let skateboarding run through your veins. Let skateboarding breathe through your skin. Let skateboarding become a part of you. And don't push it in any different direction. Let the skateboard take you where it wants you to go, Just go out there and have fun. Eventually, your skateboard will become part of you. You will feel naked without your skateboard, and you will take it everywhere. Just take it with you when you go to school, if that's allowed. Take it with you when you're going to the park, just to take a walk. Just take it with you everywhere. Ride it everywhere. Get comfortable riding down the sidewalk, riding over cracks. Get comfortable with your skateboard and know your skateboard. And it's going to be easier for you to learn tricks. Okay, so pay really close attention and watch what my feet are doing. Right now I'm concentrating on popping as hard as I can. I'm also concentrating on flicking out to the side and kind of behind me as hard as I can. And it's not at the same time. Obviously, there's a little bit of time between the pop and the flick. You kind of have to fill that out and figure out what works for you. But you have to focus on it. You have to think about what you're doing. If you just keep doing the same thing over and over, you might not be actually sitting there and thinking about what you're doing with your feet. So think about the pop, think about the flick, and make sure you're popping and flicking as hard as you can. Because when you're learning this trick, it takes a lot of force to actually land the hard flip. So it helps to know other flip tricks, to be used to watching your board and jumping on the bolts. But just watch your board flip underneath you and just look at it and just jump on it. A lot of times with hard flips, people will just throw it out in front of them and they won't be over the board at all. And you can't land it if you're not over the board. You really have to suck your feet up with this trick. You want to stay over the board. So just watch it flip underneath you, put your feet down, roll away. Okay guys, so after you're comfortable landing hard flips on flat ground, you can take them off ledges, you can take them on kickers, or on banks, or downstairs. If you ever see me actually land a good hard flip, it's probably either on a ramp or off something. It's just so much easier for me when I'm going faster and when I'm using a ramp. I think a bank ramp really helps with hard flips, just because it gives you that extra second, no, not even a second, extra millisecond to land on the board. So yeah guys, practice this in your driveway, in your garage. You know, you don't want to really practice right in the middle of everybody at the skate park, because you'll get in everybody's way and they'll get mad at you, and it's going to be harder to learn the trick when you're under that pressure. So yeah, practice it in your driveway, in your garage where nobody's looking. You can, you know, put full pads on, go in your garage and try it. So I believe in each and every one of you, and I know you're going to get this trick. Just try. Subscribe or die. So I really appreciate any kind of feedback. So if this video helped you out at all, please let me know by liking the video. And if there's a certain trick that you want a how-to video on, just let me know in the comments section below. Definitely subscribe for more how-to videos, and thanks for watching.